Hi guys! So welcome to season 4, episode 1 of my podcast, my inspirations podcast. So I'm Christelle. You can find me as Tricot Stitch almost everywhere on the internet. My Etsy shop is Tricot Stitch. And if you're new to the podcast, welcome, Happy New Year. And well, this is how it works. So the shop is updated once a week, every Monday afternoon. And there's a newsletter that is sent out every Monday at 5 p.m. And there's a podcast uploaded on my YouTube channel, both in French and in English. So there's 2 different episodes every Monday afternoon at 5 p.m. So if you're looking for the English version of the podcast, it has its own playlist per season to enable you to find it very easily. And it's not subtitled, as you can see, it's completely in English. And if you're a returning viewer, Happy New Year too! Thank you so much for being with me for another season and another episode. It's been a wonderful time of year, very busy. Today is January 2nd. And yeah, I'm super happy to be back for another, year and still doing what I love. And I just wanted to give a big shout out to you guys, because if I'm able to do that, it's just all because of you, because of your support, because of you being there, because of your orders, and thank you for being so enthusiastic about what I'm offering week after week. And yeah, thank you so much, so much. I hope you have a lovely year and that it brings you joy and happiness and everything you wish for. So today, the program for this episode, I'm going to talk a bit about the Advent calendar, and then I'm going to talk about the first month of the 2022 Sock Knitters Almanac, because yeah, it's back for another year, guys, so that's cool. Then I'm going to talk a bit about the shop, and last I'll talk about what I did during my vacations, because I knitted a lot, and that's so cool. So about the Advent calendar, so I'm just going to show you guys the mystery card. So the Advent calendars there was 2 things. There was the Advent calendar itself with 24 minis, options to add a full skein to your Advent calendar, and there was a pattern included that was also sold separately. It was a mystery card, so a daily mystery card between December 1st and December 24th to knit a stole. So this is the baby or the monster because it's a huge baby, very big baby. It's over 3 yards in length, guys, 3 meters, and it's a 24. It's a simpler knit style of stole. It means that you have 24 sections that corresponds to the 24 colors of the Advent calendar, and for each section you have a different stitch pattern. So you have lace, you have texture, you have a very simple stitch pattern, some more elaborated, but it's pretty easy to knit, I think. Some are maybe a bit more technical, but you have some video tutorials and to get you through, and yeah. So I am so happy and proud about this baby. There is a 5-color version coming soon. My friend Letitia is knitting one, because this is knitted out of the 24 colors of the Advent calendar the colors were all original colors based on the theme Noel Vintage, which translates to Vintage Christmas. And but you can also knit that out of your own yarn or out of 5-color kits. There are some lacy lacy section that you can totally choose to knit in dark colors, but you have some more texture colors that you will, well, I think you should keep to light colors, not too variegated, to showcase the stitch pattern better. But yeah, it's totally up to you guys. And so this has been a great experience for me. It was my first mystery MKAL, it was my first advent calendar. It was a lot of firsts for me. First time posting every day on Instagram to reveal all the clues for the colors of the advent calendar and the clues. So a lot of, you know, out of my comfort zone things, and a lot of things make me grow as a designer, as a dyer, because I had to come up with 24 colors, 25 actually, because there was also the colors for the 25th of December. But I had to come up with 24 different colors that would go well together in a design, and you know, having the creative direction for that from start to finish, from choosing the theme to dyeing the different colors to creating the pattern, choosing the way the colors were going to, the order the colors were going to go, and it was thrilling to be able to do that. It was such a great experience, and it's been, I mean, it's been difficult in terms of workload, because I decided to do that a bit late in the year. I'm going to do that differently this year. It's going to be something more, you know, relaxed, because I'm going to start much earlier. But yeah, it's been such a good experience, and it's been really fun too, because I you know, I have a very good friend, which is Lucy Lockett, and we talk a lot, and she helped me along the way, just, you know, to because she's doing advent calendars every year, so she has a lot of experience in that area, and she helped me, you know, understand what was implied by, you know, mounting over 100 boxes containing each 24 minis plus one skein of yarn. That is over 2,500 minis, guys, to dye and to skein up. This is I think the dyeing is okay, but the skeining up, oh my god, this is grim. This is grim. Okay, thank God for Netflix, because I have been scanning up my yarn, watching Netflix all the time. So a shout out to Lucy. Thank you so much for your advice. Thank you so much for listening to me when I was, you know, feeling a bit down, and love you, my friend. The designing part was fun. I started in the summer, and I finished not very long before the first clue came out. I must say, I was never late, but I was never early. And I mean, all things considered, it was great. It was absolutely fantastic to be able to do that and to express my creativity this way, and to see the welcoming you guys gave to the calendar, gave to the pattern. It was, I mean, beyond fantastic. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm going to do one and another one this year. I'll give you the details as soon as I've been, you know, I have to think things through first, but as soon as I'm done, I will give you all the details. If you are interested in a advent calendar, I strongly encourage you to subscribe to the newsletter, because that is how I'm going to tell you it's ready for pre-order. The newsletter is sent once a week, and I do not spam, I promise. Then I wanted to talk to you about the Almanac, the Sock Knitters Almanac. So the Sock Knitters Almanac has been like a club for 1 year now. The first year was last year, 2021. I've decided to reconduct it for another year because, I mean, you loved it, so okay. And first I thought maybe I should, you know, get a theme for the whole year. And then I decided that not. Because I know how I work, I get pretty excited and motivated and inspired by things sometimes, but it's really fluctuating and it can change 1 month to the other, and I thought it was really not a good idea to fence myself up in a theme for the year, because maybe I will stick to it for the first 3 months, and then come April I will feel inspired by something completely different, and you really have to go with the flow with that. You cannot, I mean, I don't feel I can control what inspires me. It comes and goes, and it's not something I can really control. So I just want to leave everything open. And yeah, I've tried to project myself in the year and write down ideas for each month, and I might actually be influenced by The Witcher because I've been watching season 2 of The Witcher, and I'm thinking everything Witcher these days. So, you know, it might change. Maybe like May I will be inspired by something else, because I'm almost done with season 2, so it shouldn't be long before I'm inspired by something else. So the colorway this month is not inspired by The Witcher, although it could be, because there is clearly, you know, a link. This is the this is the mood board, and I'm swearing to you guys, it's not inspired by The Witcher, okay? This is inspired by folklore, okay? In the Middle Ages, January was known as the month of the wolf. And I thought it was, you know, inspiring, and I wanted to honor that with a colorway this month inspired by wolves. So you can see that my selection of wolves is kind of nice, and you kind of want to pet them, but my insight is that maybe in the Middle Ages they did not perceive the wolf like this. Not at all. Okay, was kind of January was kind of rude, very cold, days got longer but got colder, and it's a season of of wind, strong winds, and rain and snow, and things for which I don't know the name in English, like grésil and grêle and hail. Yeah. So not a very nice time to be out, and maybe not a very good time to find food, and maybe a time for wolves to come closer to the villages and eat a person or two. So yeah, but nowadays, I mean, wolves are really not that dangerous for us, and we kind of like them as a symbol. And it's true that the Witcher is not the white wolf, but again, no link whatsoever. Okay, so did you know, random facts, that the first full moon of the month of January is called the wolf moon? So there is definitely something between January and the wolves, okay? And this is the colorway. I decided to call it the Lune du Loup, which is wolf moon in French. And it's a neutral that I wanted to have just a bit of spice. So it's a gray beige with speckles, and you have some grays, different shades of grays, a bit of brown, like, you know, like you would find, a lot of white, like you would find on a wolf, but also just a tiny hints of frozen blue and delicate pink, like you would have on frost and in the delicately pink tainted mornings in the winter. So this is the colorway on tweed. You can see this, just a hint of blue here. This is on extra thin fingering. Again, just a bit of speckles. The pink is really, really light-handed, just here. Just a tiny, tiny hint. Nothing too intense. This is on BFL. This is on fingering 3-ply, extra thin sock 3-ply, sorry. And the last is on MCN, and I think my favorite for this month, because it's so cozy and so warm, so it's perfect. Although it's been, I mean, the days were very cold, like in November and early December, but these days here it's like spring. I mean, it's sunny, it's in the 15 degrees outside. You don't even have to wear a coat. This is so unnatural. Okay, but I mean, it happens. I think it's going to get colder in the coming days anyway. So this is the colorway for this month. I hope you guys love it. I like that it's also kind of a neutral. You can choose for a bigger piece. And I added some DK and some mohair and silk in the options if you want to choose from. This will ship in 10 days, so not this coming Wednesday, but the next Wednesday. Because I'm still dyeing it, I'm technically still on my vacation. I'm resuming work tomorrow. So I'm just, you know, filming the podcast today because I love you guys and I love spending time with you. It doesn't feel like work. But real work resumes tomorrow. So the pattern for the month is out of 52 Weeks of Socks by Lune magazine. Although the pattern I'm going to show you is available for purchase individually if you don't have the book. And you know, I'm a huge fan of Elizabeth Zimmerman, Knitter's Almanac. And Elizabeth's recommendation of things to knit in January is an Aran sweater. So I just wanted to honor her memory and recommendation by choosing not an Aran sweater, obviously, because I would never be able to knit that in a month if I'm actually working, but something with cables maybe. I thought it was a good idea. It's always very cozy. It would work well with the colorway because, I mean, it's not really variegate, it's more tonal and slightly subtly speckled colorway, so that would work well. And so I chose, very fitting, the first pattern of the book, which is the Intersections Socks by Marceline Smith, which is Hey Brownberry on Instagram. So if you don't have the book, you can purchase the pattern separately. And you see it's a texture, all over texture pattern with cables, which are kind of reminding me of snow as well. When, you know, snow is, when there's wind, sometimes snow makes that. So that's, I think, a great pattern to knit, a great seasonal pattern to knit this month. Yeah. So this is the pattern, and I hope you will enjoy the suggestion. It's always a suggestion. You don't have, it's not linked in any way to the almanac. I mean, it's just a suggestion of a pattern that will go well with the yarn and that will enable you to maybe know a new designer and new sock techniques and things like that. So feel free to knit whatever you want with this month's colorway. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about the advent calendars. I posted a little contest on Instagram because I wanted to get your help, guys, to name the stall for the advent calendar stall. Because although it was offered as a kit, as an advent calendar, so completely with Christmas as a background. It is not meant as a Christmas accessory. Okay, it's meant as something you can wear all year long. So I wanted your help, guys, to find a name that would reflect that and steer clear of all things Advent, Christmas, end of year, things like that. And you were awesome. And I offered to win a 20 euro Etsy gift certificate in my shop. And the winner is Mimoun1, who suggested La Bohème, which is perfect. So the name of this pattern is from now on La Bohème. Thank you for playing along. Then about the shop, I just wanted to let you know that I will increase my prices by 1 euro on the on my most of my most sold, all the bases are going to go up in prices. I had not increased my prices since I started business in 2017, which is not something you're supposed to do. I mean, inflation and all, I mean, not something you're supposed to do. So I'm going to increase my prices starting starting January 1st. So you will see that reflected in the shop. So just as an indicator, your usual 22 euro skein of yarn, which is extra thin fingering and almost all my bases, that are like BFL or DK or everything merino and nylon, is going to be 23 euros from now on. And then everything is going to increase just a tad. So mohair silk and Syrian silk is going to be 27. And yeah, you see you will see all the prices points in the Etsy shop. Thank you guys for your support. I think I'm really overdue doing that. I don't like to do that, but if I want to stay in business, I have to do that. Then I have two festivals coming up I'm really excited about. So the first one is in the northeast of France, and I'm really happy about that because it will be a way for me to, you know, touch base with my Belgian customers. It's not going to be in Belgium per se, but really not far from the border. So if you're in Belgium and you wanted to see my yarn and me in person, it will be a good occasion. It's at Briey and it's called Exception Laine, and I really hope you will be able to make it. It's the last weekend of January. And then I'm going to be at Malakoff, which is I think one of my favorite festival. It's close to home, so that's super cool. It's really a small size festival, but very nice. And I mean, I'm always very happy to be able to be there. I was there at the very first edition, and I've never missed one. So this is kind of my home festival. And then so it's at Malakoff. It's called La Fête de la Laine, and it's mid-February. You will find all the dates in the agenda on my website. All the links are in the show notes. And then I just wanted to share with you what I've been knitting on during the holidays. So just before the holidays, I had enough of unfinished projects, and I frogged like two-thirds of my ongoing projects, of my whips. So almost everything I cast on in last August 2020 is frogged. So goodbye Rainbow Love Note, goodbye Cocktail by the Pool Rocket Tea, goodbye Kevin. I mean, if you remember, Kevin was, you know, when I hosted the Jimmy Call last year, I decided to knit my own Jimmy, but I changed something, so I decided to change his name to Kevin. Well, Kevin is no more, okay? Any sock I had and finished, not. I have this theory of the PNR, which is English would stand for point of no return, I think, PNR. So once the knitting project is past the PNR, which is I think half of it, whatever happens, I'm going to finish it. If it's not yet, it has not yet reached that point, and I have this frogging impulse that comes over me, it's going to be frogged. One thing that was past the PNR was my Westfield Wanderer. So this big baby is done. Not blocked, mind you, but done. And it's huge. And so this is my own rendition of the pattern by Stephen West, which is you should use several different colors or knit a scrappy version. I decided to go with several different textures because I'm a dyer and I can experiment like this, and it was so fun. And you can see the difference in the colors are actually different in the texture, and it was really a fun project, and I don't know why it took me 16 months to complete. Okay, so I used silky fluff. All the most beautiful bases I used. It was just two gorgeous knits. So I used silky fluff, I used Syrian silk, mohair silk, merinos, and yak and silk. Slub yarn, merkid, which is a mix of merino and mohair, stellina, because I needed a bit of sparkle, and all was dyed together in a pan in a gradient kind of way, in bronze and gray and purple, and this is the results. And I'm so happy. I have to block it, but it's like a very big shawl. It's like, I think Stephen West called this a schlanket, and I'm super proud I finished that. And it's available in the shop as a kit, but dyed to order only. I will, I think, dye 3 to 4 kits for the coming festivals, maybe in some very, you know, straightforward colors, like shades of grays or shades of blue, because I don't want to go too bold on the colors, because this is something that is meant to be really dyed especially for you. So the listing in the shop is something I'm selling as a dye to order, and after a discussion with you, a chat with you about the colors you wish, but I think I will, you know, go bold and dye like 3 or 4 kits like this for the festivals and see how it goes. What did I, oh yeah, I waved in all the ends on this. Took me 8 hours. 8 hours. But it's done, guys, and I think I've worn this like for the past week. That's what's wonderful with wool. I mean, you can wear it and wear it and wear it and just put it aside for it to breathe and then wear it again. Although you really like pour something on you that is that you need to put in the because it would go in the washing machine actually, so that's so cool. But can you see how awesome it is? I mean, look at that. It's the Whatever sweater by Julie. It's in Paris. That's a pattern she offered during the first lockdown as a way to, you know, whatever. And I loved that idea and that pattern so much, and I knitted my own, but I was like, it was sitting in the back of my to-do bin because I had all those ends to weave in, and I'm a bit of a weirdo about weaving in ends. It means that I'm super picky about that. I don't like to do the weave in Stephen method when you weave in as you go, because I think it's not clean enough. And I was actually a total weirdo on that because, you know, it's a mold design and you're knitting, always knitting 2 strands of yarn each time. And I weaved in each single end, not 2 at a time. 8 hours. 8 hours. I can't believe that. 8 hours of my life. But I'm super happy about that. The other thing I made huge progress on are my gnomes, and I wanted to show them to you. They are not completely blocked, still a bit wet, but I'm going to put them back on the drying rack. So this is the Leave No Stone Unturned, Gnome Stone Unturned by Sarah Shira. That's the Advent, you know, Advent Mystery KAL of this year. So I'm almost done. I've blocked my gnome for the first time. I mean, this one is going to look better than all the other gnomes in the family. This is the little one that goes in the little backpack. It's so cute. So that is my favorite gnome pattern ever. And this is knitted out of my, one of the two color sets that I put together for this pattern. So you see, it's just going to dry, and then I'm going to be able to stuff it and close it, and it will be done. So cool. And then once I've done that, the only work in progress I have left, can you believe that, is my shellography. So I'm going to be happily knitting on that again, finishing it, and then after that I don't have anything left on the needles. What am I going to do with my life? I don't know. I have to find something. The thing is, I am not a monogamous knitter by nature. It's just a phase I'm going through. And the thing is, when I'm going through phases like that and I don't have anything left to knit, I'm just like, I'm caught in the headlights of a car, and I can't move, and I don't know what I'm going to knit next, and I'm not knitting anything. So I have to think this through. I have to find a pattern that inspires me, or maybe design something. I don't know what I'm going to do next with my life. I really don't know. But I'm so glad I'm finishing things, because I'm always casting new things and never finishing things. Not casting, casting on. Okay. And I just wanted to end the podcast. I wanted to share with you guys a very cool book that I just bought. It's called The Literary Almanac, a year of seasonal readings, and it's by Francesca Bowman. And it's absolutely great because, you know, I've been looking for a book like that for years. I'm always wondering what to read in a particular season. I like to read things that goes with the month, and it's like the almanac lover in me. Actually, I bought a lot of almanac this year, and this one recommended to read as a January reading. One of the January reading is the Count of Monte Cristo, which I had never read, which is unbelievable because that's the kind of book you read in high school when you're French. I mean, it's a classic. I read other books by Alexandre Dumas. I read The Reine Margot, but Le Comte de Monte Cristo, never. And I even never saw a movie about that. I knew who Edmond Dantes was, kind of. I knew the name. I knew The Count of Monte Cristo was a book, and like the Monte Cristo is a cake. But I must admit, about than that, I didn't know anything about that. So it's a great book to read at the end, at this period of the year, because, I mean, she's absolutely right. She says that at this time of year, you just want to stay inside, cuddle up on the sofa, under a cover, and, you know, chill. And that's the perfect time to read this huge beast of a book. It's over 1,000 pages. I think it's 1,200 pages. So it's the perfect time because you need to read a bit to really get into the story. You can't just read 10 minutes before going to bed. You have to spend much more time reading if you want to, you know the characters. There is a lot of characters, and the action is kind of spanning a lot of years. So you really got to dive into it, and it's, I mean, I'm enjoying it tremendously. I think I've read the first quarter in like 3 days, and it's great. And I think it's a great book. just to, you know, have recommendation to what to read at particular time of the year. It's awesome. So I'm really recommending this book. I've not read it entirely yet. I've just read the first month, obviously, but I will keep you posted. I don't know if I will keep up like this for the whole year, but you know, January is always exciting because it's new beginnings, new year, new things. I don't have any resolutions really, apart from maybe being a bit more balanced in the way I'm approaching my work, you know, with balance with family time and all, because I tend to mix everything as I work from home, but otherwise no resolutions whatsoever. But if I can, you know, enjoy more seasonal readings, I will be happy to do so. And that's it for this. I think I didn't show you this book as well. Yeah, I'm just going to show you another book I've been reading. It's Calm Christmas, because, you know, last December was a bit overwhelming, lots of new things for me, calendar, advent calendar, mystery call, and all the usual Christmassy stuff to do, and it's always a bit, you know, hectic, and I wish I had a calmer Christmas. So I bought this book after Christmas, so I have not read the part about, you know, be able to have a calmer Christmas, but I read the part about the time in between Christmas and New Year, which the author calls the hush, and which is also called, I think, Twixtmas. And it was a great time to reflect on the year, to think of the year to come, and it's full of good advice, and I really also recommend it. So this has been my reading for the past weeks, and for the past week, not weeks. And yeah, I had a lot of books as Christmas presents. I think I'll show them to you in the future episodes. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will be happy to see you next week. Have a lovely week, have a lovely year, and take care, guys. Bye.